Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Boxer Boxing. Now, man, Devin the Dream Haney and Jared Gambosis are scheduled to clash in Australia, man. There's been a lot of drama between these two fighters, man, as this would be the first undisputed 135 champion of all time, right? This fight is happening June 5th, 2022 in Melbourne, Australia, man. Um, Devin the Dream Haney's father was banned from coming from Australia. They had a sanction on the kid talking about, man, you can't come here. You had a felony. You just cannot come here. All that being said, it seems as though the pressure has bust pipes and they had to change their tune to let Bill Haney in the country. Now, this is wild, man. Everyone's talking about it. This is by BoxingScene.com, and they're talking about how Bill Haney is allowed to come in the 11th hour to Australia. They're trying to explain it away and talk about it in articles, but we know what time it is, man. Everyone was talking about Devin the Dream Haney and his team being a ghost team in the preparation for George Gambosis making his win, if he can pull it off, a legendary one. So, that being said, man, not having your trainer in the corner is is insane. A lot of times you trainers make these fighters, and if you pit the best of the best fighters in there with anyone, I don't care who it is, and you take their trainer away, the only thing that trainer or the fighter can do is run on fumes because there's some things that the trainer can see in the ring in the middle of a fight that the fighter just can't see. He don't have the vintage point that his trainer sees because he's used to breaking fights down and giving the best game plan for his fighters. So not having a trainer and father, a Bill Haney, guiding his son to victory during the fight, that's a massive deal. And people start trying to block, like I said, not just his father but his trainer, their head trainers for coming in the country at all. That's that's basically like it looks like you're colluding with any and all parties trying to stop that from happening. You know, so, that being said, man, the noise is too massive, man. Too many people in America are talking about it. Too many people started talking about how the corruption in Australia and it was having a negative effect on the image of Australia and the powers that be over there because everyone knows about the Jeff Horn Manny Pacquiao fight. Everyone knows that it's sketch over there in Australia because, if they want you to win, not only are they gonna let you win, but if you start hyping up the other guys too much, they might ban you. Ask Teddy Atlas. He was hyping up Pacquiao so much in that Manny Pacquiao Jeff Horn fight that, like I said last video, they banned him from the country. So these are facts from Australia, man. A lot of people think these are democratic states, but man, these are authoritative, uh, nation states for sure. They have their laws, and if they want to just make something up on a whim, voila. Just like that, baby. Just like that. So we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out with George Gambosis, but the guy's been talking about things like, trying to call Devin Haney a rat. He's putting on this persona. The guy's walking around in the I think he wears like the same outfit every day. I swear on God, he's always wearing a black turtleneck with like this brown long trench coat looking thing with black gloves on at all times. That's his little persona. Trying to be like a 007 over there. Be wearing glasses. I mean, he thinks he's like super cool, smooth. That is George Gambos's persona over there. The guy's, he's all over the place. 1 second he's looking like James Bond, next second he's trying to do a Conor McGregor. He's all tatted up. The guy is just everywhere. You could definitely tell he's been taking acting classes. He's been saying, "Hey, listen, you can be the Australian Conor McGregor." That's what everyone's trying to make him over there, trying to make him cocky, arrogant, cool, composed. But the guy, he just don't got it, man. He just don't got it. I don't know, man. Maybe Devin Haney was the wrong guy. Should have took some softer touches first, and to try to really get that persona to be a thing. But I don't know, man. George Gambosis, with that kind of persona, that tough guy persona, you can't be trying to. You better come bring it, man, because Devin Haney, man, he's been training for power, and I gotta talk about that, man. I seen Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford stand side by side, man. Devin Haney looked bigger than Terrence Crawford, a 147 fighter. The George Gambosis and Devin Haney are fighting at 135. You look at the size difference. That's three-weight divisions up. 135, 140, 147. That's three-weight classes up. From 135 to 147, three-weight classes. And Devin Haney was towering over Terrence Crawford. So Devin Haney, man, the guy's big, and he wasn't like he was just taller than the guy. The guy was just physically stronger, bigger, and Devin Haney's young. You know what I mean? So it was a bit jarring to see such a spectacle, to see Devin the Dream Haney, a young kid, stand next to arguably, well, right now he's number one pound for pound fighter, Terrence Crawford, especially since Canelo took that L from Dimitri Bivol. So that's facts, man. Terrence Crawford's been running through everyone. He's been going up weight classes, becoming undisputed at 140, and he's trying to do the same thing at 147. And he even wants the 154 undisputed if Mel gets past Tim Tszyu, which he most likely will. Tim Tszyu is too raw. But Australia got a lot of talent, man. They got, like I said, Tim Tszyu, son of Costa Tszyu, and they got George Gambosis fighting for his title, Australian, and they just keep on throwing these Australians, keep coming out of nowhere. This is like a golden era for Australia. And I follow some fighters out of Australia. Lucas Brown, he had his little time. He didn't do much, but he won the WBA regular title. But yeah, man, Australia got some pretty big dogs. Anthony Modine, So all that being said, this is a big deal for them, and they like the tough and tumble kind of thing. And they're not, Australia. This isn't their first time in the Rumble, because, like I said earlier, I just named all the big dogs out. I named guys like uh, Tim Tszyu, Costa Tszyu. D'Angelo Bills is fighting for a title, for all the marbles. I named all the guys earlier. So that being said, man, this is gonna be a big deal. It's rare for Americans to travel foreign abroad, but Devin Haney, man, he started his career in Mexico. A lot of people don't talk about that. The guy, he's not just comfortable fighting, just in America. He's fighting everywhere, and this is good for his career, man. The more international Devin Haney gets, the more nationalism will occur, and you're gonna root for Devin Haney because he's just going foreign. He's going abroad, right? He's bringing the nation with him. So I'm glad to see it. I think more fighters should follow in Devin Haney's footsteps. You know, um, a lot of times these fighters in these nation states, like in Australia, they're not used to too many big fights. They have them every now and then, but most of the time they'll pay for them themselves. The country will pay for the fight themselves, so they got a boundless amount of money. $1 or $2 million extra for a fighter is nothing, man. I should just pass on to the taxpayers for sure. So I'm really excited to see that Bill Haney can come back, man. It's definitely gonna be psychological edge for Devin Haney, and he can just chill, relax, and focus on, just the fight and not worry about some crazy stuff happening, you know, in Australia. You travel abroad, you never know what can happen. Someone could spike your drink, someone could put something in your food, you know what I mean? Crazy stuff. I still remember when, it was Jake Paul. He went over there fighting KSI. Him and his dad was getting attacked by kids, man. They're throwing paint at him, throwing bottles at him. It was wild stuff, man. So, people get rowdy foreign, man. They get rowdy abroad. And they're dangerous, man. You never know what could happen, man. Some fanatic can be there. He don't really care about boxing, but he's a nationalist, and he just know he don't like you because you're a foreigner. Next thing some trouble might occur. So yeah, man, the more protection Devin Haney has, the better. People will lose it out there. Nationalism is alive and well, and especially in Sydney, Australia, man, or in Australia, period, Melbourne. But anyway, man, I'm glad this is a new occurrence. I'm glad that Devin Haney has got his head trainer there. It's going to be a more competitive fight now for sure with Bill Haney in his corner. He can give him the right advice, tell him the right things to do. And, because I can guarantee you right now, um, if Devin Haney didn't have his father in the corner, he might react on emotion and might try to maybe exhaust his tank a little too early, trying to hurt Gambosis. But now that his dad is back in the corner, he can, this is a IQ fight, and you don't want to take too many chances, especially in a foreign country, because if he wobbles you, he does anything to hurt you really bad, they're just gonna give him a round just off merit because the crowd's gonna lose it. You know what I mean? Things like that. So yeah, I'm glad his dad's back in the corner. We can really calm Devin Haney down, take some of the pressure off him for sure. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it though. Devin the Dream Haney, man, back with his father. You'll love to see it, man. You'll love to see it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. GeoBasket Empire. Peace.